But wow, there you go. Skateboard videos, TV shows, movies, franchises, Marvel characters, stuffed dolls, beanies, so many beanies, beanie thongs. Yeah, that's right, beanies for your beanie, beanies for your balls. You can have 2 little mini ball beanies, put those on top, feel nice and toasty and warm in the wintertime. Got all that shit. Holy fuck, beanies for your balls. Oh shit. Oh shit. Tim Pool has changed the game. Has done changed the game, everyone. Yeah, that's right. I'm changing everything. I didn't even know that was the thing. Is this intentional, or is he just... This, I'm gonna guess this will be changed by the time this video comes out, so if his title has changed by that point, but for now it's, I'm changing everything. If we don't build culture now, then we lose later. I hope you're ready. I am. I'm ready to learn. So let's learn about Tim Pool's sex cult. Oh, I'm unable to change that name. Looks like the sex cult was a little too intense for Twitch, not TOS, some might say.
Since, I don't know, a really long time. You can see the whole room behind me, and you're getting a full frame view of me and not some article. Because this video is about upcoming changes to this channel and very important issues pertaining to culture, this country, and changes I'm going to be making here for myself, but also just because some things need to change. My friends, I am probably going to be trying out something new this month to see how things roll, and I'm not going to be producing a 1 p.m. segment on this channel or the 6 p.m. segments for the time being. So what's going to happen is it's going to be a 10 a.m. segment on this channel, a 4 p.m. segment on my other channel, which is youtube.com/Timcast. It is, in fact, not the same as this one. I have 3 channels: Timcast IRL, Timcast News, and Timcast. This is Timcast News. I'll do a 10 a.m. segment. You wake up, you know, what's the news? What did we miss overnight? Then we do a 4 p.m. segment on my main channel, which is the bigger story with bigger context. And then live at 8 p.m. is the Timcast IRL podcast. And there's a couple important reasons why this is happening. And it has to do with making the world a better place. First, I think at a certain point, just producing content that complains about stuff over and over again, it's always highlighting negative things. And unfortunately, that's just look, when I see a news story I think is important, I want to talk about it. It's usually something that's worrisome, negative, that I think people should know about. But this creates this feedback loop that everybody engages in of all, you know, constant negativity. You know, the framing of videos, the titling of videos, the subject matter itself is often particularly like, hey, look, a bad thing happened, or this thing happened. It's like, it's scary. And that's just the nature of news.
If only I had any control over any of that. If only I was the one making the thumbnails and reading the news and doing the show.
There are certain instances where, I've noticed I do this, many other people do this, where you'll see something like a story, Donald Trump wins lawsuit. And then I'll see that and go, whoa, that's amazing. And then when the update happens and it's like it's been kicked back, there's no update. You know, I don't do a video then saying breaking news, Donald Trump loses on appeal. Usually I'll follow up with that in a different video or something, because I try to make sure I'm giving the full context. But to sum it up, I might do a video that says, you know, Donald Trump wins massive lawsuit. And then, 4 hours later, they appeal, Trump loses. And then I won't lead a video with that story because it's a negligible piece or something like that. Or I don't think it's that important. That's my bias. That's one of these issues. I think that's bad for everybody. And I think something that's been going on for a long time. So there's no real way to solve that. Just, pointing that out. There is something I can do to kind of make things up. So I've been talking quite a bit about doing a vlog channel. And the goal of this is going to be generating culture. Having a culture built around complaining about things is not a good thing. Now, to be reasonable, I think it's important that I and many others will highlight things we think are important. And I think it's really important.
So Sargon did it. I don't know if you saw not too long ago. Sargon has rebranded. He is now Lotus Eater. And he talks a little bit more about keeping Britain for the British. He's got, the Union Jack in the background, some memorabilia, but it's not quite as as in-your-face ethno-nationalism as Sargon has cultivated over the years. It's a little less about that, a little less about how, you know, brown people are coming into the country and they're raping white women. So it's less about those kind of stories and more just funny, quirky stories. You know, just having a good old time. A couple of good old boys having a good old time. So I don't know if that's what Tim is about to announce he's doing as well.
I think what I do is important, because I constantly read fake news all day, every day, and I'm trying to figure out what's true and then share it with everyone else. So, you know, when I see a story from CNN or the New York Times and it turns out to be bogus BS, then I'm like, hey, look, I fact check this. Here's what's really happening, and here's my take on it. Here are my opinions. But of course, I have my bias, and it's important that everyone, you know, go and watch other people's content, especially left-leaning content creators, to see what their take is, and then determine if you think they were correct or incorrect. But outside of all of this, you've got a political commentary atmosphere that's been bubbling up for the past several years, getting crazier and crazier, like a roller coaster ride. And to be honest, like, everything is centered around Trump for the most part. But what we're losing is, well, it's culture, right? If I talk about all day and night how the left dominates cultural institutions and then don't do anything about it, all I'm doing is sitting here and complaining and saying, why won't someone do something? Why won't someone do something? Well, most of you are probably aware that I play music. I put out a music video. I skateboard, and I skate a lot. And I've got this space where we're setting things up. And I think there's ways to have fun, be productive, and actually help. I was watching a skate video, and this dude was super good. And guess what?
Nice. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Is he doing some ollies? Going to talk about hands to Jesus, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, yo, bro, before we get down that too much, the atmosphere, the toxic atmosphere, the wild one in the media, you know you were the kerosene and all that. Like, you know that, right? Like, you're the number one YouTube political channel. So you played a small part. I mean, depending on how large you want to think about it. I don't want to give you delusions of grandeur. You know, the beanie's already pretty inflated, but yeah, you were part of that.
On his mini ramp his mini ramp is the Gadsden flag. That is the "Don't Tread on Me" snake. And I was like, that's it, right? There are a lot of skateboarders that are all about freedom, individuality, and outside of that, I think we need healthy masculinity brought back into the equation. You may have seen the conversations I've had with Jack Murphy on the IRL podcast. So herein lies the big problem. The way I work, the way I produce content, doing 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 6, 6:15, 6:30, then 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's literally my entire day is consumed with reading news, breaking down what's going on, and then typically complaining about something. The way I jokingly tell people is like, I'm always complaining about Democrats for some reason. I have complaints about Republicans too, but as Hotep Jesus said, what do they do? Like, I don't know what they're doing that I can actually complain all that much.
Oh, so that's yeah, okay. That's unbiased. That sounds nicely centered. I get it. The Democrats who haven't really been in power, by the way, for the last 4 years, they haven't really had a lot of power to exude. Well, what do they do? Well, what do they really do? The Republicans.
They do things to complain about. Don't get me wrong. It's just typically it's for me. I take issue with Democrats' critical race theory, identitarianism. Mm-hmm. So we watch these things happen over the past decade or so. We've seen things like Gamergate. We've seen movies get woke. We've seen brands go broke. And for the most part, a lot of people just keep producing commentary. And it's one of the big mistakes I think conservatives have. But I shouldn't say mistakes, but one of the big problems on the right is that conservatives don't do journalism. And conservatives don't do culture. Yeah, I mean it. I mean, look, there are some.
All you complain about is culture. That's the calling card of conservatism right now. That's it. It always has been, by the way. Oh, these cultural norms, they're eroding it, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, look, they're twerking. And now young white women are twerking as well. How could this happen to our society?
Conservatives that are in the arts, Chris Pratt very famously, he wore the Gadsden flag shirt. He got attacked for it. He gets defended by other celebrities because he's a nice guy. But my understanding is he's a religious conservative guy, and he's a cool dude. He works in these movies. These movies are all produced by cultural leftists. Music produced by cultural leftists, and it's getting boring. It's stagnating. It's not interesting. And so what we need? Well, for one, I see these skateboarders, and I mentioned that guy's got the Gadsden flag ramp. It's awesome. The dude's really good at skating. And I see many skateboarders that are individualist, that are passionate about what they do, and many of them supported Trump.
libertarian borders.
Not some bigoted, angry, whatever. No, these are regular people who do cool
MAGA
things
borders,
and inspire young people. So here's what I'm thinking about.
Nice.
If all I do every day is just talk about this stuff, is that all we have? And what are we doing to inspire the next generation? What are we doing in the arts? What are we doing in culture? Jack Posobiec of One American News has a comic, Agent, I think it's Special Agent Poso, and it's funny. I believe it's supposed to be kind of tongue-in-cheek. I don't know. Sorry if I'm disrespecting you, Jack. No, the comic's kind of funny. On the cover, Jack's like, he's a special secret agent, and he's holding a gun, and the gun's got this weird fake silencer, and I laughed at it and said, "What is that?" And he was like, I know, it's funny. So, but there's a real attack on some kind of culture.
Cool story, bro. My huge announcement video, 7 minutes in, almost halfway done. Time to drop the anecdote. Oh, this one always kills.
Got many actors who are trying to put together films, and they're increasing the quality. I don't consider myself conservative, although the left apparently does. I'm not. I'm actually, center-left independent.
Oh.
But I'm thinking about, when there's a kid who watches a video, is someone who's 12 to 18 going to be interested in watching a video where I'm like, the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi signed a bill, and it's like, they don't know or care about any of that. So all I'm doing is...
Like, here's the thing. So we've learned from Vaush that apparently it's not a grift, that Poole actually believes this shit. So if that's the case, why are you torturing yourself? Because someone, I'm sure, has explained it to you. Like, are you just so woefully uninformed that you think that you're actually supposed to be considered center-left? Because you contemplated voting for Bernie Sanders in a primary? That makes you center-left? Like, at best, you're an American libertarian. At best, I would say that's the closest thing I can identify. Like, the fact that the thing that makes me consider you not to be an American libertarian, and I'm using the term American here, is your obsession with culture. Because that is getting a little bit into bodily autonomy, right? If you're starting to tell people, well, I want to police what you do in a cultural aspect. I don't want to talk about what it actually means to define people as being a man. And I also want to, pour that into the fact that I'm not really a big fan of misgendering being a reason to get your Twitter suspended. I think that's kind of weird. And should that be really hate speech? I mean, you're veering off into a bit of the social conservatism at the same time. Maybe he's like a confused Nazbol. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure.
It's complaining and being a grumpy old man, like, oh, the kids run my lawn again. And just, we're all aging together, complaining about the things we don't like and that are causing us problems or that are bad for the world, things that we should focus on and fix. As adults and reasonable, mature adults, we want to focus on these things to improve the world. That I get. But at the same time, what are we doing for the next generation to show them you can be an individual, you can be cool? There is a community that is inspired and passionate, doing fun and exciting things and going on those adventures. There's probably, as I imagine, a bunch of, teenagers, young men and women who are looking for something bigger than themselves, looking for some kind of purpose, looking for passion. And some of them do get into politics. You'll see like young Republicans, for instance. But for the most part, so long as Hollywood and radio shows, I guess, and
political thinking
YouTube,
of a 12-year-old.
It's all, and Twitch, it's all just culturally leftist outside of politics. This is why you end up with 80 million plus votes for Joe Biden. Look, I get it. Outside of...
Whoa, that was us? That was Twitch? That was the lefties on Twitch. We did that? Damn. Well, where's my paycheck, Joe? I want a paycheck. Maybe a paycheck would be cooler than Nira. Why are you putting Nira in a position of power? In a position that has to deal with the budget? She's the worst, Joe. Why? Malarkey.
All of the irregularities and evidence of fraud, which does exist. You have there's a big reason why people did go vote for Biden, and they absolutely did, and there was a lot of them. We'll see how things play out. We'll see if there's an investigation. The point is, you get some young person. All they do is watch, regular TV with their parents, or they play Minecraft, or they're on YouTube. They're not watching content like stuff from me. And more importantly, YouTube silos off our, space from other spaces.
There it is. And smart play. I'm going to admit it. I understand why Sargon of Akkad has become Lotus Eaters. I understand why Tim Pool is starting this new project. It is because politics on YouTube is not that profitable. It's not as profitable as it used to be. And for some reason, they seem to think that, well, everyone is just switching or pivoting over to the left, and that's where all the money is. There's no money on the left. There's money for like one, no, not even one. It's kind of reflective of modern society. It's like 0.01% of people who are content producers on the left are actually like rich through it. Like H-Bomb, Ollie, ContraPoints, Hassan, Chapo. I've named all of the big ones, I think, off the top of my head. Otherwise, it's a fuck ton of content creators all trying to like uplift each other. Oh, and Vaush. Yes, Vaush would be another one. But those are like those are the big ones. Otherwise, there's not money on the left. Most people on the left don't even have corporate sponsors. They're just like, let's support each other and involve each other in mutual aid and stuff like that. So he's doing what they're all doing, which is they're starting either apolitical or politically oriented channels, or channels that are a little bit attuned to stuff in politics, but are still going to be a little bit more, let's just say, TOS-y. A little bit more ad friendly, and then they're going to be able to pull more people in. Tim Pool, if he had, let's say, a Skater Boy channel and it was called See You Later Boy, and it wasn't good enough for her, that would be something he can put up on the internet and probably make a whole bunch of money, get millions and millions of views, tons of ad revenue, and then some people might see him and be like, well, that's Skater Boy. I don't want to see You Later Boy. I want to see him again, and then they can go check out his other channels, the Timcast and the Timcast IRL, and then in those cases, you might see what you see in the background here, which is the political compass, and he claims to be center left, which if I see my 4 forms of Nancy Pelosi, that's getting pretty close to the fetus Pelosi in the corner here. I would say he's a little bit more closer to the They Live Pelosi in the corner on the other side. Like this is a little closer to where he is on the political compass, or maybe at times it could be like in the corner here. I don't know which one that is. Kind of like, I don't know, winter is coming Pelosi.
That means the kids who are interested in playing video games and hanging out and having a good time are looking up to typically some kind of leftist, because the left controls the cultural institutions. So then the question I had was, first and foremost,
the left controls the cultural institutions. I think he's still referring to the fact that they think that academia has a far leftist slant. It does not. It does not. All right. There are elements of academia, such as the arts, which have a liberal slant. And yes, they do. That's just has been the case for a long time. The very profitable sides of academia, such as the economics wing of post-secondary institutions, are incredibly conservative. Have you listened to the very few leftist economic professors who've come out of those programs and what they talk to you about? Like Yanis Varoufakis or Richard Wolff. Both of them will tell you that, yeah, economics has an incredibly strong right-wing slant to it. That's the biggest problem with the field.
What am I doing for myself? What's the point of all of this if all I'm doing is reading news and getting wrapped up in this all day? And I thought, I need more time to have fun, but to do something with that fun. And the bigger question was, because I put that off, I'm like, no, I can work. I can be the guy hiking up the mountain, bringing back the boulders or whatever to break, or from the quarry, the rocks from the quarry to build. I can do the hard work to make sure that other people can do better. But I started thinking about, is this going to be inspirational to people, to younger people? Are they going to be excited? Do they want to grow up to sit here and talk about politics on YouTube? For the most part, I don't think so. Some do. I've met young people like, wow, you have a big YouTube channel. I'm so excited. That's so cool. And then I say, look, there's a bunch of other stuff in music, that in short films, in art, production, video games. We need more. Not necessarily conservatives, but individualist, libertarian types producing content, telling people to be responsible for yourself, to work hard and be successful through your hard work. We're not going.
Fucking called it. I called it, motherfucker. I got you. Damn. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing Tim Pool, not conservative, libertarian, video games, movies, music. Get ready. Like, strap yourselves in. There's going to be a Tim Pool video game. Yes, oh yes. There's going to be a Tim Pool album. You've already had one song, and fuck if he's not actually a competent singer. Like, that's, I can't take that one away from him. There's going to be Tim Pool movies, Tim Pool TV shows. Yeah, Behind the Beanie. We're going to get a Behind the Beanie. It's all coming. There's an entire Tim Pool cinematic universe that's going to be crossing over, and it's going to work. He's got he's got a mansion set up now. He can fill that mansion with a whole bunch of young kids who are going to work for nothing, interns who can just exploit and sexually molest. This is all going down.
going to get that.
And yes, I will play
generation.
that video game. Fuck yes, I'll play that video game, and I'll watch these movies. We're going to consume it all.
If we, for the most part, just do politics and complain and things like this. So while I shouldn't speak for anyone but myself. I just feel like while I'm sitting here for doing 14, 16 hours a day talking about news, something is missing. And I look through my my analytics, I'm looking at the demographics, and for the most part, it's like 18 plus. The biggest demographic I have of viewers is 25 to 34, or 24 to 35, whatever, that bracket. And I'm like, well, what about 18 to 24? Yeah, that's the next biggest, actually. And then it's the older crowd. But I'm like, what about people under 18? They're not going to want to watch this stuff. So how do we tell that, 16-year-old kid who just bought a skateboard or who's looking for something to do, hey, man, figure it out for yourself, build something yourself, start figuring out what you want to do, and you can build something great if you work hard. Well, if we're not doing that, who is? Leftists. They're playing video games. They're playing Among Us. You've got AOC. Look, I'm very critical of her, but she is a genius when it comes to getting that pop culture celebrity. It's a fact. You can disrespect her when it comes to policy, and I think she's lacking what we have in spades. We're really good at understanding the news and analyzing all this stuff, and she's actually really good at riling up social media followers and having them laugh and even criticize her. That is a talent, and Donald Trump has it also in spades. What do we have going on in this YouTube space and with what we think is someone like me sees what's happening in the world, and I think, people need to be responsible for themselves. They need to work hard. How do we instill this in people? We talk about it. We say, hey, but it kind of feels like we're the PTA meeting, you know what I mean? Like we're the adults being like, if only people did this, and we agree with each other. But kids are growing up and they're watching AOC get 10 million followers, and that's inspirational. And I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world. I wish she was better on policy than she is, but well, that's power that's missing from the equation. So here's what I'm saying in this long rant. I am going to be producing less on this channel. So 10 a.m. this will be the big morning segment most likely, and then I'll do a 4 p.m. segment on my other channel, youtube.com/Timcast, and then we'll do the live show on IRL. But with the extra time I will be generating, we're going to be putting together a vlog. I got a garage skate park I just built. Go to my Instagram. Go to instagram.com/Timcast. And you can see it. We just put up a Gadsden flag. It's an amazing thing, okay? It just represents freedom and liberty, and it's telling the authoritarian, the tyrannical, to back off. We're going to have events. We're going to play music. But we're going to be incorporating some kind of politics in everything we do, not to like berate people or beat them over the head, but when I have a vlog guest who's, look, I'll put it this way. I want to have offensive comedians. I want to bring on people like Ryan Long, fly out people like Count Dankula, and have that offensive comedy be something. It's like, listen, they want to cancel you. They want to fire.
Wait, are you saying Count Dankula and comedian in the same sentence? Wow.
They want to destroy your jobs. We're chilling. We got 1 million plus subs. We got a big old vlog channel. We got sponsors. We got drinks. We got all that fun stuff. You can come hang out, skate, and laugh, and you're not going to get canceled. That's what we need to put together. We need to tell the younger generation, you can have fun. You don't got to be a dainty little snowflake. You don't got to be constantly offended to fit in. You can actually be offensive and fit in, because we make fun of each other all the time. And
just like, come on down to my cult. We're going to hang out, have some beers, just a couple good old boys, call each other the N-word, and no one's going to cancel you. Hey, no cancel culture here, all right? Come on down. Every slur you want, the F slur, the R slur. We invent new slurs, all right? We invent them on the spot. It's awesome. Have you heard the Z slur? In Canada, they call it the Z slur. It's wild. Wait till you learn it. It offends everybody. It's ableist as fuck. I
don't know if you were watching the IRL podcast last night. We had Heshi Tischler, and he was constantly making fun of Ian, and it was funny. And then he turned around and said, no, I love you. And so that's kind of the thing. We want to be able to, play the circle game without being accused of being Nazis or whatever. We want to just have a...
What's the circle game? Is he talking about spin the bottle? Because if you're playing spin the bottle, just enjoy it. Like, just get on in there. Like, don't think about Nazis. Are you like, is it role play? Are you like, I'm Ava Braun, will you be my Adolf? Spin that bottle. Let's find out.
We want to get, off-road vehicles and do backflips and just be like, we know what's up in this world. We know what freedom means. We know what ignoring this means. So we're going to be putting together this vlog channel. I got construction going on right now. The skate park's all just built. We're looking to hire somebody to actually start producing the vlogs. We've got a few names in mind. We'll see. It's not super easy to afford, like just dumping money into a project. We don't know exactly how it will work or if we'll be able to attract the audience. I don't think the people who watch political commentary content are necessarily going to watch skate videos. And that's the thing. It's about expanding, doing more, and actually trying to solve these problems. So to put it simply, I kind of feel like just sitting around complaining all day. And I'm being a little unfair to myself, but, just talking about these things and being like, man, there's crazy stuff going on and it's upsetting. It's not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like, how do we actually do something to solve things? We need to start building culture. Politics is downstream from culture. That's something, I think that was from Andrew Breitbart, right? So if for the most part, you go on YouTube and all of the for the most part, the fun.
This is a really interesting method. Like, I think there's probably, and no one's going to care about this because it's Tim Pool, but there is, I think, some sociological advantage to studying this from the angle he's trying to approach it. Because right now, and I know everyone wants to laugh, and it is, like, trust me, we're going to laugh. He's fucking hilarious. But just for 2 seconds, if I put on my 5-head, my big brain, my massive IQ, eugenics brain with my calipers, it would seem to me that Tim Pool is trying to do a kind of a chicken before the egg scenario here. Like, he's talking about how this is downstream. Politics is downstream from culture. There's no question right now that the Overton window is shifting. You've heard this from a lot of different people, right? That it just seems now like it's more popular than ever to be open and talking about things like socialism, communism, anarchism, and more so than ever. Even people in the United States, a place that had gone through the Red Scare, suddenly these ideas are popular. You have someone like Bernie Sanders, who's almost ascending to the throne, and he's not even like a full-on socialist, but he's talking about things that would probably fall under sock-demery, but he's calling himself a democratic socialist to be extra confusing on top of everything else. It's unusual. So the Overton window is shifted, and that's been reflected in culture. Because now you're seeing all these mainstream films, and while there used to be a lot of liberal media that would talk about these issues, now we're getting all these incredible directors who are putting out movies like Parasite, movies like Sorry to Bother You, and all of a sudden they're coming in fast and furious. You're seeing these themes popping up in television. I mean, they've always been very, very strong themes in music, of course. That's just like time immemorial. It's always been Raging Against the Machine, but you're starting to see it propagate in popular culture. Because again, popular culture is typically a reflection of the actual culture. It's not usually that it's going to influence in the other direction, right? You usually make art, you make music, you make films, cinema that reflects what you as a person are experiencing. That's you telling your story. So that's kind of the order in which it works. Now he's trying to reverse this, Missy Elliott style, like flip it on, change it, and reverse it. And before he can, I don't know what the lyrics are. Before he can do that, before he can pull that off, he wants to start creating the culture itself. That's what he's going to do.
Exciting things that kids are into is leftist. Well, then don't be surprised when in 10 years they're all like communists. I'm exaggerating a bit. They'll be Democratic Socialists of America or something like that. No, we need to have a good time. We need to film skate videos. We need to have the Gadsden flag in it. And we need to tell people F you when they're like, that's a symbol of white supremacy. I'll say, no, it's a symbol of opposing tyranny. And that's what it's all about. And I'll stand my ground. And we'll have fun doing it. So it's a combination of things. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to do something for myself. And it's like, what's the point of working, hard and doing this? Well, to be honest, I'm passionate about talking about all this stuff. The music video I put together, you can check it out if you search for Will of the People on YouTube. It's inspired by politics. It's about the cycle of revenge and violence and revolution. And that's cultural. And you get someone to listen to this song, they like it, they like the animation, and it inspires them to see more. There's got to be something outside of this. There are things I want to do, short films, skate videos, video games. We're working on a video game. It's going to be really, really fun. It's a roguelike game, and skateboarding. So instead of me just dedicating 14 to 16 hours reading stories and
I just, wow. Like, one after the other. Unbelievable. The only thing I'd seen of this is that one little clip in the middle, because someone posted that on Twitter, and I retweeted it, and as soon as I saw the clip, I was like, I can't wait to watch this tomorrow. I'm changing everything. But wow, Wow, there you go. Skateboard videos, TV shows, movies, franchises, Marvel characters, stuffed dolls, beanies, so many beanies, beanie thongs. Yeah, that's right, beanies for your beanie, beanies for your balls. You can have 2 little mini ball beanies. Put those on top. Feel nice and toasty and warm. Warm in the wintertime. Got all that shit. Holy fuck, beanies for your balls. He's going to make so much money. He's going to be printing cash, conservative cash.
I want to do a whole array of things that can actually build instead of kind of tear down. I was talking to a researcher who told me that, you know, it's the
beanie
guy from,
flavored condoms. Ew. Crap punk. Why'd you have to make things weird? Eh? What's going on, dog? Huh? We're just having a nice old stream. You know, just watching some Tim Pool, having a wholesome conversation. And then you had to talk about beanie flavored condoms. So, if you didn't already know this, Tim Pool, he's running now a new media empire, and he's going to basically be transforming what used to be Timcast IRL, all that kind of stuff, into video games, movies, television, a whole array of media for you to consume. Yes, there's a Tim Pool cinematic universe in the works. There's going to be crossovers, you know, the fusions, hybrid models, all that kind of stuff, Chimera, and even Count Dankula apparently is making an appearance. So get ready for that. It's going to be way more monetizable. And the idea is that he wants to become as popular as AOC was the other thing I basically ascertained from this entire speech. So look out, get ready. Oh, and also the sex cult. Don't forget about the fact that he's inviting people to come work for him. So he wants employees who can live with him in his mansion far, far away where there's a skate park. And yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. So yeah, Tim Pokemon, man, what would Tim Pool's Pokemon character be? I don't know enough about Pokemon because it's not one of the many nerdy things I'm into, but I will look up whatever ones you list. So what would Tim Pool's Pokemon be? Teach me everyone. And then I got some revelations. Grifter. Well, it has to be real Pokemon so I can look it off. A Coughing, a Scraggy. Ah, okay. All right, I'm feeling it. All right, hold on. A Scraggy. Okay. All right. A Diglett. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a beanie. I think Diglett works. Muck, but backwards. All right. Okay. Trubbish. Oh, wow. Every single one of these has worked so far. I accept all these answers. Okay. Oh, wait. I can't look that up. Y'all are going to toast my VOD. No. All right. We've had enough good answers already. You're out of control.
What lies around the corner? Never knowing who's going to kill you. Are you the next one to be murked? You never know if it's a friend or a foe. If you want to see the biggest names in BreadTube and Left Twitch and Butterthing and I don't know the fucking names anymore, come see Left Among Us. If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our God, I'm Rast, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky, we shall commit blood sacrifices in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, our lives are yours to command. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Hans Josephine, Poppy Nelson, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeblebeeps Jr., we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our knights of the round table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Bythe, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppy, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Jack Darko, Thomas Barretton, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jaffer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, we salute you.